Welcome to Present Poetry. I'm your host, Erynn Crittenden, and all poems within this podcast are either public domain or used with permission from the author or the author's estate. It's a fun time for poetry lovers of all ages, so sit back, relax, and get ready to hear some poems of the past and the present. This week's featured poet is me, Erynn Crittenden, creator and host of the Present Poetry Podcast. However, before we read some poetry, I'd like to give you some big news about the podcast as a whole. You see, earlier this month was Present Poetry's 1-year anniversary. I can't believe it's already been a year, and I cannot thank you enough for the support that you've given me. So, to celebrate, we're expanding the podcast. Now, instead of it being an offshoot of my main website, Present Poetry has graduated into an entity of its very own, with a dedicated Twitter account, Facebook page, and soon, website. I'm also going to start having live podcast episodes twice a month over on Twitch, so you can come hang out, watch me research and discuss poets, listen to their works, and enjoy the podcast in real time. I'm very excited about these new changes, and I hope you are too. Check the episode description for those social media links, and I'll see you over there. Well, after some poetry, of course. These poems are all on my website, and 4 of them are from the latest article that I published, but the last poem is special. It is an unpublished creation from my upcoming poetry collection, which should be out in December 2023. I hope you enjoy! This poem is called Spiral, and it is from my poetry collection, Transfiguration. Intense emotions swirling through your mind pressure you to acknowledge them as they scream falsehoods and disparagements with malice, overwhelming any sense of peace or self-esteem, hoping to make you quietly admit your failures and give up on life. But you don't give up, no matter how loud those negative feelings become, because you know you are worth more than your defects, and that one bad day doesn't invalidate your growth. Growth and healing aren't linear. Sometimes they have curves, but I swear this too shall pass. This poem is called Phytomedicine and can be found on my website. Pluck a flower from the ground and hold it to your ear. The past is coming back around, eager to endear. Every flower, leaf, and root has something to give, offering their ancient fruit so that we may live. Many people used to know these age-old remedies, always happy to bestow their treasured memories. But alas, the practice fell from this modern age. Still, these plants have much to say if we would engage. So next time that you're feeling ill, listen to the past, for herbalism is a skill that we should not outlast. This poem is called Tree Panning and is from my collection By the Bones. Do you have spirits in your head? Come to me, don't be misled. I have the cure for all your ails at one of my tree panning sales. What's tree panning? Glad you asked. It's a treatment long since past. We'll drill through your cranium inside a well-lit stadium. When we've made it to the brain, there may be a lot of pain, but your troubles will decrease, and you'll finally have some peace. Is it dangerous? Not at all, but misfortune could befall. If it does, we guarantee to send you to the doc for free. This poem is called Insomnia and can be found on my website. It's 1 a.m. I'm wide awake, remembering a past mistake. At 2 a.m. I hear a bell, reminding me how far I fell. By 3 a.m. I ask for sleep, while making vows I dare not keep. Now 4 a.m. becomes a blur as morning birds begin to stir. At 5 a.m. it's time to rise and rub my swollen, puffy eyes It's 6 a.m., the day's begun, after a night of sleepless fun. The coffee helps me forget my insomnia for a bit, but I know, to my dismay, it may never go away. This poem is called Into the Western Sky and will be featured in my upcoming poetry collection, due December 2023. Get along, little doggy, we have a trail to ride, away from modern living and back to the countryside. Get along, little doggy, the road ahead is long, but it'll be well worth it when we're back where we belong. Get along, little doggy, and keep up with your herd. We're getting close to home now, we cannot be deterred. Get along, little doggy, the journey's end is nigh, but we will keep on riding into that western sky. Thank you for listening to this episode of Present Poetry. If you enjoyed it, please leave us a review, share us on social media, or subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you would like to learn more about the featured poet, or you would like your work featured on the podcast, please check out the links in the show notes. Thank you again for listening, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.